Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. This is episode 756 and the first episode of season 8. Hello, Wolfie. Hello, Wolfie, indeed. Ooh, here's a bit of crazy redstone shenanigans that happen if you log out of the world and then come back. It's like still on, it's just jammed. Let's start it up again. No. I'm sure everybody enjoyed that at the end of the episode of the last episode. But yes, welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Gee, boy howdy, do I feel completely out of practice, and I'm not even sure how to do this thing that I've been doing for the past 8+ years. But yeah, Farlands or Bust, Season 8. It begins anew. It begins anew at the F3 monument of 3,857,848 at the end of August of this year. Over a month and a half ago, we pressed F3 at the end of Flobathon 2019. We raised $38,300 for direct relief charity, which is actually, right now, up to, what are we up to now? We're up to $38,434.55 raised for direct relief charity. I mean, I guess the Tiltify campaign is still up and running, if that's somewhere you'd like to donate. But I have an alternate suggestion here as we start out Season 8 of Farlands or Bust. Well, of course, one of the things we did put down was our very first, and perhaps only, record player here in Minecraft Beta 173 in this world. Let's listen to some tunes. Shall we listen to some tunes? Indeed. So yeah, welcome back everybody, and welcome everybody if you're new to Farlands or Bust. This is not usual. Sitting down and creating a giant temple of flames and F3 and music is not a typical Farlands or Bust afternoon, but it's what we do at the end of the seasons once we press F3. So now I'm not going to be pressing F3. I am not going to be pressing F3 until the end of this season. I mean, unless something amazing happens, like when we perhaps surpass the next floating point precision rollover point, we might have to press F3 to confirm the 4.1 million whatever block it's going to happen at, do some experiments. That should happen this season. Perhaps, maybe, I don't know. But, yeah. Farlands or Bust is back. We do need to... Well, the day is already halfway over, but we do need to, prepare for the journey ahead. I do not need cobblestone for that journey, nor do I need really much of this other stuff. I have a crafting table. I've got wheat for food in case I need it. My armor is honestly doing okay. I do have these 9 leftover diamonds. I suppose I could craft it into a diamond block, which we've never had, I don't think. But take it with us. We cleaned out our inventory by putting away that record and that redstone, but now we're going to take up that inventory with a block of diamond. Can you deconstruct it? Yes, okay. Whew, that would have been one heck of a fail right there if in this version of the game you couldn't deconstruct diamond blocks. But, oh, coal and charcoal, I see. Well, let's get rid of some of this. Actually, let's get rid of the charcoal, since, like, that's something we're not going to be making more of. But yeah, Farlands or Bust. Listening to music. Wolfie is jamming. Jamming. Yeah, I really don't think I need anything else here, do I? I got my compass. Got a fishing rod. I don't think I need my fishing rod. We could leave that behind. The great fishing rod of Season 8. It's the first and only fishing rod we've built in this world. Flint could be useful. We are 100% out of arrows, so we definitely might want to look for some feathers, and then we can make more arrows. Our iron sword is nearly dead. I think perhaps we need to make a new iron sword, as I just got rid of all of my sticks by making torches. So yeah, definitely a new iron sword. Could make a diamond sword, but I feel like holding on to that block of diamond, and we can make a decision. We can make a decision later about what we do with it. I don't know, perhaps some sort of pole or I'm just not in the mood to make that decision right now, Wolfie. Give me a break. But yeah. I'm gonna let the ooh, that looks cool. I'm gonna let the sun set one more time, and we'll sleep here for one final night. And then we will depart. We will head west, and we shall never return and never see this land again. Speaking of which, today, I didn't even mention the date. Didn't give you a timestamp or nothing. Today is Friday, October 18th. Rather, this episode is coming out on Friday, October 18th. And I do not, this has been a question, I do not have a charity, a Far Lands or Bust charity lined up. Like I said, the Tiltify campaign for last season is still up and running, and you could, if you do want to support Direct Relief, as we have been all season, you can do that. But I would like to mention that 1 week from today, on Friday, October 25th, the Mindcrack Marathon is happening. The Mindcrack Marathon 2019. We are a good, vast handful of us, 24, 21 of us, are traveling to a centralized location. Chicago. I think it's been said that we're all traveling to Chicago, where we are going to be having a 48-hour marathon of Mindcrack madness, raising money for Extra Life charity. So, instead of launching a whole new charity campaign with Far Lands or Bust today, I would instead recommend and request that you hold on to your pennies and tune in to the Mindcrack Marathon, mindcrackmarathon.com, also on twitch.tv/mindcrack, where we're raising money for Extra Life charities all weekend. And of course, a big event that happens during these Mindcrack marathons is the charity UHCs. So you donate to Extra Life charity, and then you can give me, and only me, don't worry about any of the other Mindcrack members playing, you can give me items, perhaps like a bunch of diamonds, or arrows and enchantments in the UHC for victory! For victory! And we can maybe recreate last year's events, remember? Where we Cone hid himself in a tomb of TNT and we went after him. That was a good ending. But we won with Nebris and Aurelian last year. So hopefully we can have a repeat of that excitement. So yeah, mindcrackmarathon.com, 1 week from today, if you're watching this. October 25th, 2019. Goes for 48 hours. There's a whole lot of fun stuff going on. I may have suggested that I be added to the list of virtual reality games, whether or not they be the horror games or the Beat Saber games. I have never in my life done modern virtual reality, so tune in for that and support whatever endorsements? No. Enhancements? No. Encouragements. Whenever you donate, well, donate this much and this happens to this person. You know, that fun sort of online gaming charity marathon stuff happens. Mindcrackmarathon.com. Let us go to sleep for the last time in the Season 7 F3 Monument, and we will continue towards the Far Lands in the morning. And awakeness. And awakeness. All right. Inventory. Set. We could use some more wood. Compass. Got it. Armor. On. Golden apples. Block of diamond. Might need another bed. So let's make another bed. I'm prepared. I truly am prepared. Give me a break. Pop, pop, pop. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Oop. Okay, couple beds. Made. Let's bring some dirt for elevated hidey holes. Yeah, that looks good to me. That looks good to me, friends. You know what else would sound good to me as we walk away? Oh no, it's broken. It's totally broken. Boop. I can fix it. I'm a wizard of redstone. Hooray! That is going to be playing forever and ever, for as long as it takes us to reach the far lands here in Minecraft Beta 173. This will be playing for all eternity. I am going to leave the green record in the record player. It only seems appropriate. And we shall walk west towards the far lands. That really doesn't have a lot of long reach, does it? As far as, like, how far the sound travels. I'm also... riddle me this, Batman. That's a redstone device. A clock, if you will, that's continually running. That's not going to keep this chunk loaded. That's not how the way this game works, because this game is, in Beta 173, it's a single-player game. It's not like the current version of the game that run a server in your single-player worlds. And I'm also not sure that a simple redstone contraption would be a chunk loader. This isn't like modded Minecraft or anything like that. But so long. Here, let me... Bloop. Oh, that's a good one. That's going to make a good thumbnail. So long to the F3 monument. And continuing west. West towards the far lands. In Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. Man, I do really feel a bit out of practice. I can't remember what's the longest and the shortest kind of gap in episodes between the seasons. I'm not sure. We did continue getting donations, like I mentioned. There's that elevated hidey hole where we were searching for an F3 place. I'm just gonna leave that there. We did continue getting some donations in. Like I said, we raised a little bit over $100 more even after the end of season 7. Excuse me, this is season 8. One of those was from Enyon, who brought us some statistics from Flobathon Diorama Week 2019. They said that the last Flobathon Diorama Week consisted of 94 Minecraft days. And that's a new record. That, by Minecraft Day, is the longest Flobathon there ever were. 93 beds, 137 boats, 4 spawners, 1 pink sheep. 2 times it rained, and then we raised, over the course of the Flobathon, $9,887.99. That actually might be close to $10,000 if we count what we've raised even since then. And the save file increased by 1,055.3 megabytes. Let's shear some sheep while we're at it, while we see them here. And the inventory easily stacks. Woo! In the back of my mind, I think I'm sure I forgot something. I'm sure at the end of the season, I said I would do something to start this season off, and I'm sure I've forgotten it, and it's like back there in the chest, and y'all are yelling at me. But what else does a guy need when he's walking to the far lands other than these things? Got my compass, got my clock, got wolfie food, got a block of diamond. I think we're good. Before I started, I guess if you want to keep track of these things, before I started recording this episode, building the F3 monument actually adds file size to the game save. Before I started recording this episode, I saw that we were at 29,100.76 megabytes in the Minecraft world save size. And once the Mindcrack Marathon is over, and I'm not sure for how long, but I will be restarting a new charity. Maybe Direct Relief, maybe a new charity, I'm not sure. I will be starting a new fundraiser, and I do think, I did like the world save file being the goal. So I think I might start that, reset it at 0, obviously, but then whatever the world save file size is what the fundraiser charity goal will be. And it'll be a constantly growing number that the Farlanders, you all, will have to chase down through the entire season. And then once met, we do another Flobathon, press F3, and all that fun stuff. But I can't even think about that right now. It's already coming up with that pyramid design and building it and messing around with redstone. That was enough. I'm good for a little while. Are you good? But I'm looking forward to continuing the season here. Season 8. For those of you who don't realize, or perhaps this is your first episode watching, hello, hi, how are you? You have 755 episodes to catch up on. I won't wait for you. But yeah, we've been doing this since March of 2011. I basically started this as just a standard Minecraft Let's Play, like many people were doing back in the ye old days of 2011 on YouTube. But by episode 11, I decided to try something different and said, I'm going to walk to the edge of the map because nobody's done that before. Not completely realizing, do chickens drop feathers? I don't think they do. Do they? I'm sorry, chicken, but you're gonna have to be an experiment. Oi! Oi, mate! You dang hitbox guy! Stand still! Oh, they do drop feathers. Okay. Well, that's a shame. Too bad for these guys. Hey! Hop! Hey! Well, and by feathers, I mean feather. But we are... Yeah, I had really no idea the scale of the endeavor, yet 8+ years later, here we are, continuing on into Season 8. Finally, our seasons have matched up with the amount of years we've been doing this. Yeah, I just started walking, and then pretty soon people latched onto it. I saw a lot of viewers and buzz about this. Look at this guy, thinks he can walk to the far lands. So I went ahead and in June of 2011, decided to set up a charity fundraiser alongside the series, turn it into kind of a walkathon thing. And here we are. We are continuing on. And we, at the last F3 number, we are 30.7% of the way to the far lands. 30.7% of the way to the far lands. Of course, like I mentioned a couple times already, this series is taking place in an old version of Minecraft. Minecraft Beta 173, which is why I don't have a hunger bar, I can't sprint, there's no horses, villagers, or anything like that. Because this is the last version that actually has what I suppose would be considered the bug, the terrain generation bug of the Farlands that happen at 12.5 million blocks from spawn. So I decided to keep in this version to keep things on the up and up, and actually keep our destination within reach, within the realm of possibility. Of course, that also means now it's kind of a nostalgic series. It's a classic. Ranwen Park, Barn Find. It's a classic series where a lot of the things about the early versions of Minecraft that we miss, or at least that I miss in the current versions, we're experiencing through this. And of course, the most obvious of the effects of walking this far in the game is the floating point precision error bug. That is this, the further and further we walk, the more imprecise the player and entity positioning appears to us, which is why that block selection was off. That happens every time the binary code that holds the coordinates of where we exist loses a magnitude of precision. That is to say, the decimal point floats to the right one more, so you lose the fraction by a factor of 10, and then the whole number gains bigger. That's gonna, like I mentioned before, that's gonna happen in a couple 100,000 blocks from where we're currently at. So that'll be fun, and perhaps unwatchable. because it will double. The jitter and the offset will double every time we cross that threshold. Woo! Well, let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. And awakeness. Boy, am I glad that we made the F3 monument where we did, because if I had kept walking, we would have just been here. And this is just boring, snowy, flat ice capades around here. Ooh, chickens! Give me your feathers! So yeah, I think we made a good choice by turning back and finding that floating island business that we made the F3 monument at. You know what? I'm still a bit gun-shy of this sort of terrain, because on more than one occasion, Wolfie has spawned. Wolfie will teleport and spawn to the nearest block. But that nearest block could be, oh, I don't know, underneath this ice. And that's happened before, and that's no fun. So we don't want Wolfie to drown. Wolfie we got in episode 32 of the series. So perhaps the oldest wolf ever to exist in Minecraft. I keep saying Mindcraft because I got Mindcrack Marathon on the brain. Minecraft. That's the name of the video game. Pow! Ooh, a double. This is turning out to be quite profitable. Hey, hi, got him. How many? We have 7. How many feathers? We got 5. All right, we just need a couple more feathers, and we can make some arrows. But yeah, welcome. Of course, there's more. Somebody has been copying and pasting. I was about to say going at great lengths, but all they had to do was compose it once and then copy and paste it in each of the episode YouTube comments, putting like a frequently asked questions thing. There is also information at farlandsorbust.com where you can learn about the history, see the latest episode, links to various things, social medias of my own and stuff. Oh, it's Chicken Town, Chicken Bonanza. Haha, we did it. You shall live. You can live to tell the others. Nice. But yeah, farlandsorbust.com. There's also just as a little sideshow, Bob. Also a link to my Patreon, where Farlanders have been generous enough to honestly keep this possible, because I do Twitch streaming pretty much full time. Let's call it that. Perhaps a little bit generous on my own schedule part right there, but so that is my full time. But then also to keep up this Farlands of Bus thing, and also the Twitch thing, and whatever else I'm up to these days. Patrons over at patreon.com/KurtJMac have been supporting me. For many years, I think I was one of the first 100 people to start a campaign on Patreon, or at least I remember being on a list of theirs for being 100, maybe the top 100, or at the time, back in like 2014 or whatever it was that I signed up. But they've been very generous in supporting. It's a little bit, now that Patreon has become widely known and a bit more widespread, it becomes a little bit difficult to motivate people to support via Patreon, and it's a complete choice. I've always wanted it to be a choice, but that's over there. I every 6 months or so send out postcards. We do have a Patreon Discord community, which is also what we use for our Twitch subscriber Discord. Excuse me. We have a Minecraft server, which I am ashamed to say I do not frequent as much as I should or could. There was a very nice Farlands or Bust museum there, which I should return to actually soon to check to see, because I know they've created replicas of all of my F3 monuments and major events and builds there. And I'm curious how they're going to fit a pyramid inside the museum, if at all, and if they'll make the music box and the redstone endless music player, because that won't get annoying on a server at all. Speaking of chunk loading and lag producing redstone devices. Do I have a boat? I don't have a boat. Let's use a boat. First boat of the season. Boat. Let's go. The land is going to be right over there. Actually, I think it is now that I'm looking at what appears to be ice covering the water. Indeed. So yeah. I'm not sure where else to go with that. So yeah, Patreon. If you would like, that helps keep this afloat. Obviously, as I've always said, when we do have charity fundraisers, tend to put those at the forefront in everyone's minds, and if you can support those, obviously, but without support from viewers and listeners like you, this would not be possible, or at least it would not be as continuous as it is. And I'm really looking forward to getting back into it. I'm thinking of this season, and I mentioned this last episode, perhaps. I'm thinking of doing something like I did with the Flobathon, a day a week Arama. Perhaps maybe once a week, perhaps every Friday, since, like I said, Twitch has become a primary factor in my life. Thinking of doing like a Flob day, where we just spend 3 or 4 hours walking in the far lands or bust world. I will obviously and would upload those to YouTube, but they would be, I suppose, not necessarily in sequence with the episodes. I do think the 35, 40-minute episodes, like I'm doing right now, with the accompanying podcast, I think that's a good format that kind of keeps the momentum going. But I would also like to try the live format as well, whether or not that encourages more donations to the fundraiser, or we get a little bit more person-on-person interaction going. There's only so many questions you guys have been able to ask before you know me a little bit too well. So perhaps that's the thing. I don't know when I'll start that. Like I said, definitely after the Mindcrack Marathon. And this is probably going to be the only episode. And then next weekend is going to be the Mindcrack Marathon. And then in November, I will continue in earnest with Season 8 here at Far Lands or Bust. But I did want to get this episode recorded and out to mention and direct you all to the Mindcrack Marathon if you've been unaware of it thus far. One of the last donations we did receive last season was from Lenka, who has a message and a question. They say, thanks for walking the distance. We love your series, especially my daughter. She's basically the same the same age as your decision to walk to the far lands. Well, if you'd like to make me feel old, that is the way to do it. And considering your current progress, she'd be 24 when you reach the far lands. Good googly moogly. Have you ever considered passing this legacy, Subaru legacy, to someone else in the far future? Ah, Wolfie. People have asked me this before, and I don't necessarily have an answer. I don't have, like, I'm not old, but I suppose the only need to make arrangements for handing off the series to somebody else would be if there were some sort of catastrophe or something that would mean I would be unable to continue the series. I would need to put it in some sort of will and testament or something like that, which I don't have any sort of, like I said, contingency for. So I would like to do it myself, clearly. And speaking of previously, I was talking about Patreon and stuff. If I was like, if I had to get a job, a normal job, and if I had to quit the Twitch, YouTube, this thing that I've been doing for the past 8 years, I don't know. I don't. It almost seems like it wouldn't be the same. It almost seems like it would have to be. Well, this is where we stand, and it's up to somebody else to start from their own scratch, their own world at scratch, and if they overtake and continue on, then more power to them. So I don't know. It's kind of that's a difficult question to answer. I'm not very good at projecting, planning, thinking about the future, as it were. So I haven't quite given that any sort of thought whatsoever. I mean, I've obviously given it thought. I've been asked this question multiple times, but no, I don't have anything prepared or anything of interest to sort of say about that. You know what? Let's do it. It's the first episode of the season. Let's. Oh, I do need to make a bet if I'm going to do this, and I do need to do it very quickly. Let's make it another day. Up, up, up. Oh, I had a bed. Wait, wait, is this the second night or the first night? I'm very confused. See what I mean about being out of practice with this stuff? I honestly don't even remember. Have we slept twice? I think we did sleep twice because we slept once in the pyramid. But is this the... But then I made... Perhaps it's time to hand this off to somebody who's more capable in their mind. Oh, maybe I just need to sleep. And awakeness. And awakeness. Well, I guess while I'm here, I should make these arrows. Am I right? Boop and boop. Ooh. That's a clean selection of arrows right there, if I do say so myself. And to do. Where did I get all this dirt from? What's going on? What sort of silliness? It's because I left the redstone music box playing, right? The world is crumbling. It's falling to pieces. No, I don't know. Oh, man. Indeed. Indeed. So yeah, we got Mindcrack Marathon in 1 week. Don't forget about that. I am looking forward to, well, travel in general is always a bit stressful, and being away from Twitch for a week or whatever is always a bit stressful. But I am looking forward to, and I don't know why, other than this is where the production studio where we're holding the Mindcrack Marathon is taking place, but I'm not sure why Chicago was the choice for the Mindcrack Marathon. But I'm looking forward to it. I am going to use some time to visit the family. See, and then I don't gotta go back for the holidays. See, you killed two birds with one in the bush, as the saying goes. As the saying goes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be interesting to see, because I don't know that anybody else from Mindcrack is either maybe been to, but definitely not from the Chicagoland area. So it'll be interesting to see their thoughts, or maybe they'll be like, "Oh, Kurt, that's why you're that way. This is why you are the way you are, Kurt J. Mac." So that'll be interesting, at least. Definitely gotta swing by, get myself my gluten-free taste of Lou Malnati's pizza. Everybody's gonna hate it. I've been hyping it up for so long. There's no way anybody could think it's as good as I think it is. So yeah, we'll see my family for a little bit, but also the main focus is going to be the Mindcrack Marathon. So we'll see how that gets together. We'll see how that falls together. try not to stress about it. It's always stressful. For whatever reason, it feels like a completely different beast than, say, just streaming on my own from the comfort of my own home, I suppose. Feels more important. It feels more, I don't know, like whenever you're on camera or the focus of attention. So there's certainly a larger viewership, but it's just slightly that much more stressful. I think it's also, I mean, just looking at it right now, this idea I just had that entered my brain as I'm thinking about it, it's because other people are in the room. When I'm recording this episode on my own, I'm not streaming this, or when I'm just streaming normally, it's just me in the room. And even I remember if somebody's even like in my house while I'm streaming, that is a bit of you know, throws me a bit off. So imagine then streaming, quote unquote, with, like I said, 20, 25 people in the room, or just around, or people actually controlling the stream from another room, your microphone, seeing what you're doing. You know, I feel like that is an additional layer of nervousness that I definitely put on myself, and perhaps other people can relate. But it's honestly not even that much about like, oh, we need to raise this much for Extra Life charity. It's not, I don't think they put any stress on us in that regard. Although I think we are. Mindcrack itself is nearing, for the 5 or so years, how long have we been doing this? Which Mindcrack Marathon is this, numeration-wise? I think we're nearing $1 million total raised for Extra Life charity. I'm not sure what specifically our goal this year is, but I think we are nearing 1 million, so I think that's a soft goal for us, and we'll certainly do something to celebrate that. But yeah, I think it's probably because other people are in the room and around you, and also you're not in control. Just like I'm more nervous as a passenger in a car than I am as the driver, because I'm not in control, even if the person who is driving is someone I trust or in control or whatever. It's just an additional layer of what's happening. Just holding on for the ride sort of situation. Indeed. But yeah, I hope you tune in, and like I said, I'll be there. We'll be doing Wreckfest for breakfast on Sunday morning, I believe, and amongst many other things, the UHCs, like I said, and other games. But yeah. So, yeah. Man, I didn't really have. I gotta fill the rest of the day. gotta come up with some hashtag content. I got nothing. No. It's also strange streaming that, like, oh, a lot of the stuff I've talked about streaming, but you guys are a different audience, mostly. Well, I don't want to repeat myself, but yeah, I did do a very October activity of going to a pumpkin patch. Did a corn maze, did a cornfield maze. I also picked up some pumpkins and carved those pumpkins, and one of them I carved as my Twitch emote. The look of disappointment, disapproval, the look of disapproval, Kurt J. Mac, which Rosie made as an emote for my Twitch channel. I did that on the pumpkin, and that turned out alright. And then the girlfriend did her cat and also did Juno's face on a pumpkin, which turned out very well. Very, very artistically savvy when it comes to pumpkin carving. She is. But yeah, I posted that up on like my Twitter and Instagram and stuff. Well, that was I don't remember the last time I carved a pumpkin. Honestly. And I think, speaking of like pumpkins and stuff, I think stuff at the Mindcrack Marathon is going to be somewhat. You know what? Why don't I just use this boat? Yeah, I did it. Speaking of pumpkins, there's some right there. I do believe, with the proximity to Halloween, a lot of the marathon is probably going to be quite Halloween focused, themed, if you will. I look forward to that. Last year's was very Christmassy themed because we did it in December, didn't we? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying this one hasn't all fallen together and been planned at the last minute, but last year's almost didn't happen at all. So, yeah, I remember that was the case. It happened in December. And it was very conveniently, very conveniently in Seattle that time. We're just going to be hitting up all the common Kurt J. Mac homesteads. Next year, it'll be in Phoenix. Wouldn't that be fantastic? That would be weird. Especially given how little I am involved in the planning and the layout of the event. I mean, CoStar is in Phoenix, in the Phoenix area, so that would be convenient there. But that'd be pretty good. Yeah. Season 8. Farlands or Bust. Crazy. Like I said, it's hard thinking about the future. So back when I started this thing, or even like back in like season 3, or whatever little earlier times, pre 1 million blocks from spawn, I would have never considered being this far along in the series towards the Farlands. Terrain generation, the YouTube, the Twitch thing, etc., etc. I do appreciate everybody has stuck around, everybody who's new, everybody who's here for the Minecraft resurgence, I suppose it could be referred to as on the YouTubes and the internets. Maybe, I don't know. Bloink. What resurgence? I've been here the whole time. I've stayed rock steady in my resolve, in my series, particularly and specifically this one. I've not gone anywhere. I mean, I've gone 3.5+ million blocks, but I've not gone anywhere. Alright, so here we go. Now I know for sure that this is the end of the episode. I'm pretty positive. I've got a pretty solid bead on what we're doing here. Boy, not much. Not much in the way of places to make a hidey hole, so I guess I'll go back here to the for the dirt and just dig underground. Have a seat, Wolfie. Careful of the shovel. Don't get hit by it. Indeed. You are here for the start of Season 8 of Farlands or Bust. Thank you very much. Of course, instead of directing you to farlandsorbust.com, I'm instead going to direct you to mindcrackmarathon.com to donate and support and tune in for the 2019 edition of the live 48-hour Mindcrack Marathon, October 25th, 26th, 27th. Schedule is up on the Mindcrack Twitter, as well as the website, where you can adjust your schedules according to which segments you'd like to watch. So support us there. Give me all the things in the UHCs so we can win. We can conquer the lands. And then we will be continuing with Season 8 here of Farlands or Bust. When I return from that, the end of October, maybe we'll have a Halloween episode. Maybe I'll find some jack-o'-lanterns and we'll do something for Halloween here in Farlands or Bust. But I do appreciate it. I appreciate all your support throughout Season 7. It was a long season, but we made it through. We had a fantastic Flobathon. We made a magical, annoying, loud, musical F3 monument. And now we carry on towards the Farlands, trying to be all dramatic and regal in my speech here, but all I want to say is thanks. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Riddle me this, Batman.